Howdy everybody, it's Kentucky Ranger. Just before this video, I just wanted to do a quick little synopsis of what's going on with the Mondays with Mom and everything. This past Friday when we recorded this Mondays with Mom, my mother lost her sister, my aunt, Aunt Ginny. And I was going to just completely, I was like, we're not going to do this week. Let's not bother. And my mom, being the trooper that she is, said, no, you need to come over and we need to do this, because some people might get the wrong idea. Well, how can you do something like this Mondays with Mom on the day that you lose your sister? Well, I think what it is, my mother, she understands the importance of the project that I'm doing here. And she also understands, I shouldn't say the urgency. I don't know what term you would, these are things that really need to be documented. It's not just me and my mother, but everyone. It's important that people can leave some kind of legacy behind, because in ancient times, people's legacies were their stories, and the stories were passed down generation to generation. Well, in this day and time, the storyteller is the video camera. And the storyteller, I guess you could say, would be like YouTube. It's a place to save, to archive people's history. And what better way to do it? So she understands, and I think a lot of you understand the importance of what it means to do things like this, to save the legacy of one another. And that includes even yourselves. Everyone has one of these, and they all have cameras on them. And you can document not only other people, like your parents, your grandparents, people around you. You turn the camera on yourself and document yourself. Leave your legacy. And that's what this Mondays with Mom project is all about, is legacy, leaving a legacy. This particular episode, we've dedicated it to her sister. And we talk about a few things, especially the 2 weeks that her and her daughter came to spend with us in Utah. And anyhow, I just wanted to make this quick little video, this little opener, I guess you call it, to let everyone know that everybody's doing okay. She held it together. She's a lot stronger than I'll ever be. I lost it at the end, but anyhow, I hope you all enjoy this and you all understand the importance of what it means to leave your legacy and to talk to people around you. It don't even have to be immediate family, a friend or somebody that you know. We all have our stories to tell. And I think it's important to listen to people and ask them, what's your story? And I hope in the future I see more Mondays with Mom from other people. Their own mothers their own Mondays with Mom, their own Tuesdays with Dad, Wednesdays with Phil. I mean, whoever it might be. We need to, because YouTube, other than its silliness, if you think about it, it's the most awesome place to keep and save legacies and stories. The silliness is funny. I make silly videos, my snack crates and things like that. But it's also a place that's very important, and it's an extremely useful tool to save our stories. Each and every one has a story, and to save it and archive it and have a place for others to come and watch and listen to the stories. And anyhow, I'm going to get out. I'll talk for an hour before this even starts. So I just wanted to say this little piece here, and God bless everybody. And I hope you enjoy this week's Mondays with Mom. And thanks for watching and tuning in every week. And God bless and take care. Welcome everybody to Mondays with Mom. I'm Kentucky Ranger. That's Mom.
Hi everybody.
And Sheree, she's sitting over here.
Hello.
Today, we lost a dear member of the family. My mother's sister passed away. So this show is going to be dedicated to her memory. And we're going to talk about her, or I'm not talking about her, but my mom's going to talk about a lot of the things that growing up and all the cool and awesome things that they used to do when they were younger. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So what are we going to start with?
Well, the earlier Mondays with Mom, we pretty much established how you all were when you were kids and stuff, so we don't need to go into those details. If you want to know that, you can watch I think it's the first episode. But anyhow.
The first one or second one, I can't remember.
It's one of the two.
Do you want to start with when she was dating Uncle Dad?
Yeah, let's start with that.
I think we already covered that, where she'd make her husband, or was her boyfriend then, Richard was his name,
Right.
pick me up and take them out on their dates with
Well,
them.
no, yeah, we talked about that. But we didn't talk about how they met. We talked that you'd mentioned where she made him take you with them on their dates.
Yeah, but I also mentioned that she met her husband at the news exchange.
Yeah, you might have. But anyhow, so they met. Did she work there, or?
Yeah, she worked at the news exchange.
And he worked there?
No.
Oh.
He came in there and saw her.
What was that place?
It was where you buy newspapers and books.
Oh, okay.
It's like a bookstore.
And in the back of it was a little coffee shop.
Oh.
Oh, I'm thinking it's like a book factory. Like where they make books or something.
No.
I thought it was the newspaper company.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
yeah.
They sold newspapers.
So it was like a coffee shop
Yeah.
slash
okay.
bookstore, magazines.
Yeah, I think you could buy hamburgers and stuff.
Was she like a
that.
cashier or something in there?
No. She just made hamburgers and
Oh, okay.
poured you coffee and
Oh,
stuff
she
like
was
that.
like a waitress.
Yeah.
So what was it, like his lunch break he'd come in there?
I don't know.
Hmm.
All I know is he come in there and seen her and apparently fell in love with her.
Well, so how long did that go on before they started dating?
Probably immediately.
Wasn't very long, I don't think.
It wasn't.
And how long after that did they get married? Or were they engaged?
Let me think. It was, they got married in 57, so this had to have been in 56.
So they dated for about a year?
Probably, somewhere around there. Because they got married in 57.
So they, when did they become engaged? And when did he ask her to marry him?
Probably in 56. I don't know none of that. That's,
So in other words, they hadn't been dating too awful long.
no.
I don't
Well.
think it was, just from the stories I've heard. I don't think that it was very long.
Well, love at first sight.
Yeah.
That does sometimes work.
And they've been married for 60 years.
Lord have mercy. I know marriages that fall apart at 60 months.
He told me today that it was a wonderful 60 years of marriage with her.
Lord, yeah.
They were pretty much my favorite aunt and uncle. Now, I loved your other brother, Jimmy,
Yeah,
that lived in Florida.
yeah.
I thought the world of him and Pat, but I was around Dick and Jenny more, I think,
Yes.
than anybody,
Yes, you
because we
were.
lived in Ohio when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's one of, I think my biggest regret is when we moved from Akron to Salt Lake because we left everybody.
Yeah.
I know it was hard.
And here we moved to Salt Lake, knew nobody, absolutely nobody. And back in the 70s, Salt Lake City was basically 98% Mormon. So if you
Oh,
weren't
yes.
Mormon, you were out. You were an
Yeah.
outcast.
It
Yeah.
was really a closed society.
Extremely close. See, nowadays, living in Salt Lake is like living in LA. The mixture in there,
Oh, it's
you just blend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
mean,
diverse
trust me,
now.
the Mormon church still runs that state.
Well, yeah, sure it does.
But it's not like it was when we moved back there, because we've moved there in, what, 70?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about when Jenny and Kathy came out to Salt Lake when we were there.
Right, yeah, you and Dad flew them out. That
Yeah.
was
1977.
77?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 78.
No, you and Kathy were 14. I was 17.
That's right, I was 14, I remember. Well, I remember now.
Jenny had never been to, well, Dick used to take her to Las Vegas, but
Before then? I didn't think they
no,
went.
afterwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, before you all flew her and Kathy to Salt Lake,
She
the
had
only
never
place she'd
been
ever
out
been is
west.
Myrtle Beach, and they used to
Yeah.
go to Myrtle Beach every summer,
Right.
and that was it.
Hmm.
She'd never been out west.
Anyway, she came out, and her and Kathy, and we,
Spent, what, about 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Mm-hmm.
but we had a ball.
We did.
Yes,
That
we
was
did.
fun.
We jumped in the old Chevy Impala,
Yeah, it didn't have any
Didn't have air
conditioning.
conditioning.
Oh, poor
and
Jenny.
it was middle of the summer,
And
And
drove
we-
across Death Valley.
Death Valley in the summer. We
We
melted
decided that your dad decided that he wanted to take everybody to Disneyland.
via Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Our first stop was Vegas.
yeah, Las Vegas.
We stayed 2 days at the Circus
Did the
Circus.
circus.
Mhm.
Yeah, and me and Jenny started gambling, and she was having a ball, and so she hit the jackpot for, what was it?
$50, I think.
No, it was
No,
more
it was
than
more than
that.
that. Well, what? Yeah,
It was a bunch. I don't remember.
$150.
couple $100. Yeah,
It was $150, I think.
What was so funny was Dad had just took a picture of you
Just took
all
a flash picture, which
that
wasn't
you're
allowed.
not allowed to do in the casino.
Yeah, there were signs all over. No flash photography.
Well, it was just a coincidence. When the flash took, she hit the jackpot. Dad panicked and thought that he triggered something. Jenny panicked and thought she broke the slot machine. It was funny.
Was you there?
funny.
Was you there, like beside her when all that happened?
Yes, uh-huh.
So what was her? Because the way you tell it, it's funny about how she just started wringing her hands and thought she broke the machine. Because if you've ever been around a slot machine, when it hits a big jackpot, bells go off and it starts flashing. That's to let management know that the jackpot just got hit and they have to come reset the machine. She thought she broke the machine.
She did. It was a
Dad
ride.
thought he was getting ready to go to jail.
But we also went to one of the shows out
Oh,
there,
that's right. And
and they had us in the
part of the show.
I
part of the
forgot
show.
about that. Yeah.
What was it? Hypnotist or something?
Uh,
And they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
asked Dad when I point at you, act like the seat's on fire or something.
Yeah, and they didn't tell me or Jenny.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, and so your dad jumped up and Jenny was startled, and that was funny.
Oh, it was. And y'all went to see one of the, see, they didn't have all that like Cirque du Soleil or anything, but they had the showgirl shows.
Yeah.
The, what
what
you call
the
it,
can dancers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever they call it.
Well, they wear those big feathers and all
But,
that stuff.
yeah, and hopefully we can dig up some, because we got a bunch of pictures of that.
Right.
Y'all standing underneath the Utah sign. I think you got one standing under the California sign too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Wyoming.
my favorite picture of all is me and Jenny standing there with this Indian.
Oh yeah, that old Indian was so
Yeah.
funny. And then the one where you two was sitting on the back patio drinking margaritas.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I hope we can find that picture. 'Cause
Or
that was
beer. I just seen
beer or
that.
something. Yeah, I ain't been too long ago seen that. I'm sure we'll dig it up.
Yeah.
But,
And that was back when I was still smoking.
yeah. Well, you and Jenny both.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was an enjoyable 2 weeks. And but
I had a ball.
once we left Vegas and we got into California, Dad took us up to San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heard,
we've got a
heard the
picture
old
of that
song,
somewhere.
"When the Swans Go Back to Capistrano." It's a
Yeah.
mission. And awesome. That was an awesome place. The thing that always stuck in my mind is apparently people back then were a lot shorter than we are now, because all of the doorways I about bumped my head.
Yeah. And
But
what was that? Pigeons? No,
swallows,
swallows. Was that swallows that we saw though,
I think so.
or was that pigeons?
Isn't that what I just
I know
said?
the swallows come back
The
to Capistrano,
swallows,
but,
whatever.
but it
Yeah.
seems like there was a bunch of pigeons there too
Probably.
that we were feeding.
Oh, and we drove by Richard Nixon's house,
Yeah.
and that's all up in that
We
area.
also went to Knoxberry Farm.
Knott's
too.
Berry Farm, where I
Yeah.
got sicker than a dog because of that ride. he
Oh,
took.
I don't blame you. That was an
yeah.
awful ride.
No, actually, no, wait a minute. That was the first time we went.
Yeah.
Second time, I didn't get sick.
Oh, that was the first time.
That was the first time we went to Knott's Berry Farm.
Wasn't it when we was with Jenny and Kathy when she got about jerked her neck off on
No,
that
that was
ride?
the first time.
Are
We
you sure?
stayed away from those the second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
There's a ride at Knott's Berry Farm that's just horrible. It's a
I'll tell you what,
motorcycle.
there's a lot of people that's been to both parks. I like Knott's Berry Farm a lot more than I like Disneyland.
I do too. I love that place.
I did
And,
too. That was a nice place.
And we stayed at the Disneyland Hotel.
Do you remember, not to get off track, but do you remember when me and you and Kathy was up at the hotel room and we had called for room service and that guy come up there and brought us some drinks and he just was standing there. He wasn't saying anything. And I'm like,
He's waiting on a tip.
he was waiting on a tip and I didn't know it.
Oh, that's another thing at the casino. We went to that fancy restaurant inside Circus, that Italian restaurant. We had, Lord, it was an awesome meal. And he served you, I think he knew you were underage.
He had to know.
He served you wine.
Yeah,
And we got up, and he was so nice to us. To this day, that poor guy never left him a tip. I mean, he waited on us hand and foot.
I know it. It was
He
horrible.
made us feel like royalty.
I was only 17 and here they brought me a big bottle of wine.
Well, yeah, you're drinking wine and I'm drinking coffee and we're acting like we're 30 years old. I was 14. You were like, what, 17?
17.
Lord have mercy. He knew you weren't 21. But,
No, he had to know.
And in Disneyland, when we was staying there, I went back to the room and the maid was cleaning. We had adjoining rooms. We had 2 rooms. She was in the other one and I was getting something and I come through there. She come walking through the door. I about scared her to death. But anyway, we spent, what was it, 4 or 5 days at Disneyland?
It was quite a while. Because we was in the Disneyland hotel,
Yeah,
so we
it was
took that
monorail.
Yeah.
It's so nice because when you want to go to the park, you just go down to the lobby and get on the monorail and go to the park.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and you and Kathy would filch the e-tickets from us. That's back when you had ticket books.
Yeah.
It wasn't a flat rate admission. You had to have a ticket.
I like it better now.
Yeah,
The way
'cause
that they do
you
it,
pay one price and then you ride everything as many times as you want.
The only problem of that is it's so high now. It's unreal.
Oh, it's crazy.
What year was that? The last time me and you went, was it 87? And it was so high then that
No,
it was just
88.
88, yeah, 1988.
Anyway, we're talking about Disney. We're getting back to talking about Jenny
Yeah.
and Kathy when they came to visit.
We used to live, 2 minutes away from Ginny and Dick. And Donald and Kathy are the same age, so they started kindergarten together.
Oh, yeah.
They were
buddies.
inseparable.
I'll never forget though, Patty Ann, my niece,
Yeah.
Billy's daughter. She's passed a long time ago, but she's the one that took you to school that first day because I would have broke down crying.
So she took me for my
Yeah.
first day of school.
Mm-hmm.
You were so little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder she would have cried.
Lord, yeah.
But their first...
I was a cute kid. I don't know what happened to me. I was
Oh, you're fine. But their first class picture from kindergarten has got Donald and Kathy side by side in it.
Mm-hmm.
They look so cute standing there together.
Yeah.
Well, we used to play like we was going to get married. You remember we used to... I think she found a veil or something. Lord, we used to play. We'd go over there and play for hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
heartbroken when we moved.
oh, it was awful.
I was too, because that pulled us apart from my sister.
Well, we moved to Salt Lake, and your brother Jimmy, he moved to Wyoming or something, wasn't it?
It was James,
Or
my
James.
brother James.
But you all just
Rock
completely got
Springs.
so far apart.
Yeah.
The only way that you could visit is for stuff like that. And,
Yeah. But I'll never forget coming back from California. We stopped at that motel there in Nevada. Can't remember. Flagstaff?
No, that's Arizona.
Is that? Oh, well, it wasn't.
No, it's
Maybe it was. Did we go through Arizona?
Yeah. What is that? Not Flagstaff. Prescott?
No,
It was
you
Prescott.
Don't go, you don't
Prescott.
go through Arizona coming out of Nevada or out of California. Arizona's on the other side.
Oh. Well, anyway.
We come through Arizona coming from somewhere.
Anyway.
Oh no, that was another trip because where they were there for 2 weeks. We went where did we go?
You know what? I can't remember. My
Flagstaff? I think we went through Flagstaff or something.
Yeah,
Dad had
Flagstaff.
us all over the place that 2
Well,
weeks.
anyway, we stayed at this motel, and they were filming Savannah, that movie Savannah.
Oh yeah,
We fed somebody's dog.
yeah.
You gave it water because
Yeah.
it didn't have no
Didn't
water.
have any water.
So anyway, when we got ready to pull out, there was a sign there that said, how'd that read? Think of the good side. You got to leave. We have to stay here.
Oh, I remember
Oh
that.
yeah.
It was
yeah.
so hot.
I remember
Oh my
that.
God.
Yeah,
Poor Jenny was sitting over there just
oh, he was
screaming.
melting.
Her face was so red. Oh my gosh. Because I
Well, Dad
told
picked
your
the hottest
dad.
time of the year. Why in the world we couldn't have done that?
But
in
I
like
told your
October?
dad to travel at night, and he would not
No, he
listen.
wouldn't.
It would have been
And,
so much better because
And we stopped in that one town. Oh, I'll have it up in the corner. It's the lowest spot in the United States. I remember we bought coins that said that on it. I can't
Yeah,
think of the
what
name of
was
that
that?
town.
was that in Nevada?
In Nevada, California. I can't remember. I think it was California. Was that in the middle of the freaking desert? I mean, like you said, it's 150 degrees. It was so hot.
Well, do you remember when we were in Las Vegas? It was so hot. Kathy and me put bathing suits on. We were going to go outside at the pool. We might have been outside 10 minutes.
If
and
that, 5 minutes.
I suffocated.
You walked outside, suffocated, come crawling back. Me and Kathy stayed at the hotel the whole 2 days we were there. We never left.
No.
Of course, now I don't know if Circus is like that now, but it used to be. They had that great big giant arcade. Every arcade game that they had that back then they had up there.
I'd say it's a lot more updated now.
Yeah, I'm sure they've
Probably
changed
better
it over
now
the
than it
years.
was then.
What was cool, you sit there, you know, playing asteroids, and they had circus performers out in the middle of. And they used to do acrobats and stuff.
Yeah.
You remember up over the slot machines? You remember? I mean, it was cool.
Video games back then was like Pong and Pac-Man.
No, they had some. They were coming into their. I remember. You know, kind of thing. Yeah, they might not. No, I think they had. No. Lord, you got me confused now. They did have lots of video games, but
They were
which ones were they?
archaic compared
Yeah,
to
because
now.
this was what, like 78,
77.
77?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pac-Man might have been out. I mean, there was a ginormous arcade. They had all kinds of different games and stuff.
Was that Pong? The one with the tennis thing? You
Yeah,
had to
Pong.
slide the.
Well, that's the first one I remember when I was a kid. 'Cause she used to go bowling. She was on a bowling league. And I seen this big old box. You remember I used to go bum quarters off play the Pong machine.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays if kids look at, well, I shouldn't say look at it and laugh, because these kids nowadays are fascinated by these old 8-bit. I mean, the more arcade, the more they like to play it. Like
That's
the
true.
old Nintendo games and
Oh,
stuff.
I think they were more fun than,
Well-
looking at the phone and.
Yeah. I mean, for me, see, I grew up in that era from Pong to now.
Mm-hmm.
And while I think I have fond memories of playing all of them old games, I love like Fallout 4 that I'm playing and all these new games. I love how they interact, or more interactive, but it's just so odd, these millennial kids. It's like, well, Minecraft. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, it's like one of the most popular games, and I'm like, it's 8-bit blocks. It's just barely 3-dimensional, but it's one of the most popular games in the world. And I don't know, I've tried watching Victoria play it, and I'm like, she'll sit there for hours.
I think that was just before. I think that was the same year that Jenny and Kathy come to Salt Lake to visit. They came in the summer of 77, but I think it was like in February, March, and April, right in there, of
Yeah.
77, is when I went back to Ohio to help our grandmother, Marg,
Yeah.
when my papa died. And I got to spend a week at Dick and Jenny's.
Mm-hmm.
I went over there. Somebody dropped me off. They might have come picked me up. I got to spend a week with them. But I really enjoyed that. Got to
Yeah.
meet Uncle Dick's mom and dad and his sister. And
Oh, I was going to ask you, when they got married, they get like a big fancy church? Because the
Yeah,
picture that we
there's
got of that
pictures.
wedding picture is like, Lord.
I didn't
mercy.
get to go, but
uh,
I seen pictures.
Yeah.
Uncle Dick is Greek Orthodox, and I'd say that's the type of a church wedding, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it's a nice
was,
church.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful wedding photos.
Mm-hmm.
I think we only have one, so I can't say photos. Unless
Yeah,
we can
just
find some.
one.
But
It's the only one that I've got where they got married.
Yeah, they, what else, what was it we did? See, I forgot about when we stopped at that hotel where they were filming Savannah.
Yeah.
I didn't know the name of it. She figured it out.
Then we went out to Wyoming to visit with
James.
James. He was living, where was it he was living?
Rock Springs.
Rock Springs.
Yeah.
He was, what, a security guard or something. How in the world
something
he
like-
ended up in Rock Springs, Wyoming is, I mean, I understand how we ended up in Salt Lake because it was Dad's job, but Lord, he lived there. I think he passed away living in Wyoming, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Who, my brother James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he,
Thought he was still in Rock Springs.
no, they,
Oh, that's right. They moved to an apartment. I can't think of what town that was. It wasn't. I don't think it was Wyoming.
well, see, they came down and lived with us a while.
Yeah, they came
Kentucky,
with us for
and
a
then-
little while.
Then, my brother, Bob, and his wife, Pat, they took them in, and then they went back to Wyoming, and, then they, I can't remember what state it was in, where he, fell off of the third floor
Oh, yeah, that's right.
of the hospital
Yeah. That's strange.
and
what
killed
happened.
him.
But yeah, we'll kind of cut this off. We don't want to make it too awful long here.
Yeah,
But-
that's,
We just want to talk about Jenny because she,
I love my sister Jenny, and I know that someday I'll see her in heaven.
yeah.
She's up there with my grandmother
Well, here,
McCready.
what was it, about a month and a half ago? She'd had a severe stroke.
Yes, she did.
And Dick called and said that she passed away quiet in her sleep.
Yeah,
So, we
but I know that we will all be together.
yes, we will. And I think with that, we'll
We're gonna end,
I'm the
we're,
one.
we're gonna end it here.
Yeah.
But I love my Aunt Jenny and my Uncle Dick and my cousins Kathy and Cheryl and their kids, and I miss them. I'm sorry that we don't get to see them much, and
No.
maybe
no.
they'll see this video and comment.
Yeah, we need to
I love my family.
have some kind of a reunion here soon. But yeah, let's end this right now. And as always, God bless everybody, and appreciate you watching. And, tune in next week for the continuing stories. And we'll see y'all then. Y'all take care.
Bye.
Bye.